Right now, if you turn off all the lights in your house, your cat can still see you clearly. Not blurry, not as a shadow, clearly. While you are standing in complete darkness, seeing nothing in front of you, your cat is watching you with the exact same precision it uses to track a target running at high speed. The darkness you are standing in does not exist to a cat, and it never has. But this is not just a matter of cats seeing better in the dark. The real story is much more complicated, and once you understand every part of it, you will never look at the cat lying in your room the same way again. There are 8 specific things that a cat's eyes see in the dark. Things that human eye biology is simply incapable of registering. It is not because you have not practiced enough. It is not because the conditions are not right. It is because your visual system was simply not built for those frequencies. We will go through each one by one, and stay tuned until number 8, because it has nothing to do with the eyes. It involves what is happening inside the cat's brain, and researchers have only recently confirmed this. If your cat has ever stared at something when you saw nothing, this is the exact explanation for that. Number 1. Behind the cat's retina, there is a structure that the human eye completely lacks. It is called the tapetum lucidum, which is a special layer of cells located right behind the retina that functions to reflect light back through the retina a second time. Think about that. Light enters the cat's eye and hits the retina the first time. Then it is reflected back and hits the retina a second time. Research in veterinary ophthalmology notes that this layer amplifies the amount of light the retina can receive by up to 130 times compared to the human eye in the same lighting conditions. 130 times. In a dark room where you only see faint shadows, the cat's eye is processing more than 100 times more light than you are. And that is also the exact reason why a cat's eyes glow when you take a photo at night. The flash you shoot at it, the eye catches it, amplifies it, and reflects it back to the lens. That is not a special effect. That is the system operating exactly as it was designed. Number 2 shows what that system is truly built to track. Number 2. Cats do not just see in the dark. They see movement in the dark with a precision that the human visual nervous system cannot replicate. The human eye has about 20 million rod cells, which are the type of cells specialized in processing low light and detecting movement. Cats have a significantly higher concentration of rod cells in the central region of their retina. Research in current biology notes that cats can detect movement at a light level 7 times lower than the minimum threshold of the human eye. 7 times lower. A mouse runs across the corner of the room at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you see nothing. Your cat has already calculated its trajectory, speed, and landing point before the mouse even gets halfway. This is not an extraordinary power. This is a predatory system evolved over tens of thousands of years, hardwired into the eyes of the animal lying on your sofa. And number 3 is a type of light that your eyes, biologically, were never designed to see. Number 3. Cats see a band of light that the human eye cannot receive. A 2014 study, published in the Proceedings of the Royal Society B, confirms that cats can detect ultraviolet light, which is a shorter wavelength than the entire visible light spectrum of humans. The reason human eyes do not see ultraviolet light is not because the retina lacks the ability, but because the human lens filters ultraviolet light out completely before it reaches the retina. A cat's eyes do not have filter. What that means in reality, under natural light, which still contains ultraviolet components that you do not realize, your cat is seeing an extra layer of information that is completely invisible to you. Traces of prey, pheromone trails, patterns on surfaces that look completely uniform to the human eye. When your cat stares at a corner of the wall that looks completely blank to you, it might be reading something that exists at a frequency you have been locked out of since birth. It is not ghosts. It is light. It is just not light meant for your eyes. Sit with that for a moment. Number 4, cats do not just see better looking forward. They see wider in a strategic way. The human field of view is about 180 to 200 degrees. Cats reach about 200 degrees, but more importantly, a cat's peripheral vision is more sensitive to movement in low light conditions. This structure is documented in the Journal of Comparative Physiology. In the dark, While you are trying to look straight ahead to recognize something in front of you, your cat is simultaneously scanning the entire surrounding space, including what is approaching from both sides. This is the system of an animal that is both a hunter and prey, needing to track the target ahead while not losing sight of anything coming from the side. Both of those functions are still running. Right now, in the room where you are sitting, if your cat has ever reacted suddenly to something in the corner of the room when you saw nothing, please leave a comment below. Number 5 explains the exact mechanism behind that. Number 5. The world that cats see is not just brighter, it runs faster. There is a concept in visual physiology called the flicker fusion rate, which is the minimum speed at which a blinking light source begins to look like continuous light to an organism. Humans have a threshold of about 60 Hz. Cats have an estimated threshold of 70 to 80 Hz, according to vision research. That means cats process more frames in the same real second. Fluorescent lights flicker 50 to 60 times per second, and to the human eye, it looks completely continuous. Cats can see every single one of those blinks, and more importantly, a moving target is processed by the cat's brain at a higher frame rate, meaning it sees more clearly in every single moment of that movement. When your cat pounces on a small target in the dark with surprising precision, that is not a blind reflex. That is image processing running at a speed higher than your cognitive ability. The research here is truly remarkable, and it connects directly to number 6. Number 6. In conditions of almost zero light, cats can still assess three-dimensional distance accurately enough to jump and land on the exact spot. A cat's binocular vision, which is the overlapping area between the two eyes, covers about 120 degrees, which is nearly equivalent to humans. But when combined with the tapetum lucidum and rod cell density, this system operates effectively at light levels many times lower. Research on cat locomotion in the Journal of Experimental Biology notes that cats maintain jumping accuracy even in conditions with almost no light. The dark space between the sofa and the coffee table, you would have to turn on the light to walk across safely. Your cat has already calculated that distance, the required force, and the landing point in total darkness. This is the reason cats rarely collide with things when moving at night. It is not luck, it is measurement. Number 7 takes this further into something most cat owners have never really thought about. Number 7. A cat's vertical pupils are not an aesthetic feature. It is a light control mechanism that is more sophisticated than the round pupils of humans in a very specific way. A 2015 study published in Science Advances analyzed the pupil shapes of 214 animal species and concluded that vertical pupils allow an area adjustment range of 135 to 300 times, compared to about 15 times for the round pupils in humans. This allows cats to transition almost instantly from bright light to complete darkness. When your cat steps from a bright room into a dark hallway, its eyes adapt in a few seconds. Your eyes need 20 to 30 minutes to achieve full dark adaptation. During that time, the cat has already seen everything clearly long ago. That is why cats hunt most effectively at dawn and dusk, the 2 times of day when light changes the fastest and most dramatically. That pupil is designed for exactly those conditions. And that leads to number 8, something completely different from everything before it. Number 8. Everything we have talked about, the tapetum lucidum, rod cells, ultraviolet light, field of view, flicker rate, depth perception, and pupils, all of that is hardware. But what truly sets cats apart in the dark does not lie in the eyes. It lies in how the brain processes what the eyes send up. The visual cortex of cats contains a significantly higher proportion of cells sensitive to the direction of movement compared to the human brain, which is documented in neuroscience and biobehavioral reviews. A cat's brain is not optimized to see more details. It is optimized to analyze motion vectors, the direction, speed, and intersection point, with a precision and speed that the human brain has no direct equivalent for. In the dark, when color information disappears and most visual details degrade, that motion analysis system remains fully operational. And cats are built to do that better than any other visual system of a comparable size. 2 sets of eyes looking at the same dark room, but processing two completely different realities. Darkness is not a limit for cats. It is the environment they were designed to operate in best. The dark room that you cannot navigate is the home turf of the animal you are living with. Sit with that for a moment. The next time your cat stares at something in the dark when you see nothing, it is not imagining things. It is not confused. It is seeing a world that exists at a frequency, speed, and light level that your biology was never built to access. 8 systems, all running simultaneously, all the time, inside the animal sleeping on your sofa. Your cat chose you. That is not nothing. If this video changed the way you look at your cat, please subscribe to the channel.